Yo, what's going on? So, over the past few months, all I've been doing on my main is AFKing while I work on the hardcore, and I've been spending a lot of time at Redwoods. Well, just the other day, I was AFKing at Redwoods like usual, and this guy came up to me and offered me a deal that apparently I couldn't resist. Now, obviously, I knew it was a scam right from the start, but I was curious to see exactly what he was trying to do. I'm not sure why he thought a player wearing a max cape would be a good person to scam, because, usually if someone's max, they have at least some sort of insight about these kinds of things, but that's besides the point. The reason why I'm making this video is to spread awareness about this type of scam, and I'm sure that a lot of you already know about this, but if this even prevents one person from getting scammed, then I'll be happy. Alright, so I'm not going to blur this guy's name out, because why would I? So he logs in right next to me, looking all spooky and mysterious with his hood covering his face, and he tells me that I won a great deal, and that he'll be giving me 2.3 mil for 1.5 mil worth of my items. I asked him why he chose me over anyone else, and he said that he just chose a random world to be a nice guy. So I'm thinking, wow, what a generous guy. I guess Christmas must just be a month late for him. And he leads me to the bank so I can grab my 1.5 mil so that he could supposedly give me 2.3 mil for that. And again, I knew it was a scam, that he obviously wasn't just going to give me straight up 2.3 mil in GP. So I was looking around my bank for something bogus to give him. I figured Marintiltar would be a good choice just to see what he would say, but I didn't want to actually trade to him because that's an item that I collect, and it has much more sentimental value than the GP could ever mean to me. So I was trying to trade him, but I guess he was too busy to scam me doing whatever he was doing, so we'll just quickly fast forward through this part. We finally get the trade started, and I put up the tars right away, and I guess he's thinking about it, and thinking, maybe he got lost while he was searching through his inventory because he had 25 open spaces in there, but he eventually puts his junk up. In case you don't know what these are bow ties, which are a reward from elite clue scrolls. And the thing about clue scroll items is that there are so many items that aren't traded because there's so few that come into the game, and they're very rarely bought and sold because they're just for the Fashionscape. And the majority of these Fashionscape clue scroll rewards are so obscure that a lot of people don't even know they exist or what they're even supposed to be used for. So I'm like, bro, what do you mean? You said you'd give me 2.3 mil, not these random bow ties. And this guy has the nerve to say to me that they're worth 2.3. And I'm thinking, yeah dude, I bet they are worth 2.3 GP in total. Normally if someone gets caught in a scam, they would just log out or leave because they know you caught them. But not this guy, he is persistent. So I'm like, alright, give me 5 minutes and I'm going to see if I can buy them on the GE and I'll be right back. He told me that they'll sell easily, but I'll show you how I know that they won't sell before we even get to the GE. So I asked him if he'll still be here, and he says, yeah, so that's great, now I got the scammer waiting on me here. So I grab my Varrock teleport and head over to the GE and see if it's gonna buy, and I already know the answer, but I just wanted to try it anyways. I tried to buy one of the dark bow ties, and it says that the actively traded price is 600k, so I put in a 20k offer, and of course it wouldn't buy, and I'll explain to you why that is in just a second here. But keep in mind that this is part of his scam. He expects people to look up the prices and then try to buy it themselves, and then realize that if it won't buy, then it must actually be worth the GE price, right? We're going to hop over to the OS Buddy Grand Exchange graphs and take a closer look at these items now. So this seems like a normal item, right? It has its usual ups and downs, kind of all over the place, but still has a decent value to it. Well, if we scroll down and take a look at the quantity bought and sold every day, you can see that there's literally just a couple bow ties traded per day. What this means is that anyone could put any buy offer in, and then as soon as the person with the bow tie tries to sell it, then that's exactly the price that it'll sell for, because you would essentially have a monopoly on the market. Because again, this is such an obscure item that no one would ever think to trade these. So say you put in a buy offer for one of these bow ties for a really low price, then the person who just got their bow tie from their clue will try to sell it for the market price, which is 600k, then maybe they'll move it down to 500k, then 400k, and eventually they'll realize that it's a worthless item and go rock bottom just to see if anyone's even trying to buy it, and they'll put it in for like 1 GP, or maybe just above the out price or the store price, so maybe they'll put it in for 10k. Meanwhile, on the other end, you'll have the scammer who probably has a buy offer in for 10 or 20k sitting in the GE, and they'll try to buy these whenever they come into the market, and eventually they will buy. I'm not an expert on the market whatsoever, but I would think that the scammer would only buy one at a time so that they don't influence the price too much, because every one that's bought or sold could create a huge change in the GE value of that item. I'm sure the majority of these that are bought and sold are legitimate players who do want to buy these items for their Fashionscape, and they buy them around the market price because they actually want the items, and that's why the price is as high as it is, or as high as it says it is. And there are so many other obscure items besides just these that people try to scam with. You might see like other clue scroll Fashionscape items, or maybe something to do with weird foods, or just any kind of weird item that you've probably never heard of. And if this does happen to you, I guarantee it's a scam. If something is too good to be true, then it probably is, and I don't want this to happen to anyone, because getting scammed has to be one of the worst feelings in the game. Now for me, and probably a lot of you watching this, losing 1 mil might not be the end of the world, but there's some people who have grinded for hours and hours just to make their first mil, and for people like this to try and take advantage of someone in that position is such a scummy thing to do. So getting back into the game now, I was gone for like 5 minutes, and I thought he was going to be gone by the time I got back, but he was actually still there just cutting a tree, casually waiting for me. I'm sure he was AFK, and I highly doubt that he saw me there, so I just hopped worlds and continued woodcutting. Hopefully he spent a long time there waiting for me to come back. But please, please, please don't fall for this, and like I said at the start, I'm sure a lot of you already know about this, but if this video helps out even one person, then I've achieved my goal for why I'm making this video. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow.